Okay, so Alita Battle Angel in my mind is basically the gift that keeps on giving, and I'll tell you guys why. It's a gift that keeps on giving because the more we talk about it, the more people go and see it, the more people go, this was a damn good movie, and the more people kind of jump on board. The Alita is now a cult hit type thing. Even though if we go and we look at the box office mojo for the movie, we see that it's chugging along. Okay, it's chugging along here with its current worldwide estimate on today, which would be March 17th, 2019. It's 394,045,377. That's right. It's just a nut hair away from cracking that 400 million, right? And what happens when it hits 400 million? Well, that's kind of the break-even point for Fox. At least that's the current rumor. That's what's currently being talked about, and that's what's currently being discussed. $400 million is what could possibly get us Alita Battle Angel 2. Alita takes on the city, or whatever the hell it's going to be called. I don't know, but it looks pretty freaking cool nonetheless because the movie was good. It was really, really, really solid. And a lot of people out there have been seeing it because there's been this massive, massive push to check it out. Now, one of the criticisms that I have towards the Alita Challenge is that to some people's minds out there, it's been kind of co-opted as an alt-right thing. Not a fan of that personally, to be honest with you, right? The alt-right may have had some hand in creating it, but my approach in pushing it, my approach in talking about it has been for the fact that the movie itself was really, 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 really good. And I feel it does deserve a sequel. It absolutely deserves a sequel. And hopefully she'll get it. Now, there's this petition that popped up today that is currently asking for people to sign it in order to get Alita Battle Angel Part 2. Right now, it's got 4,107 signatures, hoping to get towards 5,000. And here's the thing. It's not a bad idea to sign a petition, even if that petition ultimately doesn't mean much of anything, and I will tell you guys why. It's not to say that I'm being critical on the petition. The guy who created the petition, I feel his heart's in the right place, but the way I view these petitions these days is they've never gotten us a second movie. They've never gotten us anything in that regard because studios don't look at petitions and go, that equals money. What they really want is more money. That's what makes the world go round. So if you want to get a sequel to Alita, you got to pay for it. That's kind of where I'm going to be criticizing this petition a little bit. But like I said, I do believe its heart is absolutely in the right place. So it says here that Alita Battle Angel was a fantastic movie released in February 2019. The movie was clearly a setup for sequels and has a strong fan base who have both been fans of Alita for years from the manga and those like myself who were first introduced to Alita through this groundbreaking movie. Currently at the making of this petition, the movie is in its second week of release and things are looking like it will break even. Though there is a possibility that the movie could turn a fair profit, it would be considered a slim profit. This could mean the possibility of not getting a sequel. So the idea of this petition is to group people together to show James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez that there is a good reason to make a second movie. So please sign this if you support James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez making Alita Battle Angel 2, which, hey, listen, I completely, utterly support that. 100% full stop. The problem, though, with Philip Grube, if I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. But the guy here who made this petition, again, like I said, this boils down to cash money, right? It's got to make it rain. It's got to real drop them Benjamins on this film. If you want to see a sequel, the best thing you can ultimately do at this point in time is continue to push the Alita Challenge. Get more people to go and see it. Here in the United States, the movie didn't do very well over the weekend, right? But hey, Captain Marvel pulled in another 70 million. So, you know, that's a win. But no, really, the movie only earned an estimated 1.9 million here in the United States, which is not a lot. And so while it's going to definitely creep over the 90 million range here in the domestic box office, and it will definitely cross over the 400 million range international or worldwide, because it only needs like, less than 8 million at this point in time. They can do that in a week. It's definitely going to rely on home video sales to get it over the line. And that, my friends, is where things are at. This petition should not ultimately be pushing for Alita Alita Battle Angel 2 by just signing it and saying, hey, we want another one, because we obviously do. The movie was bomb. What we need to do is push a petition to create a day, like an Alita Day, very similar to the 2012 Dread Day, which is the day where if you don't have Dread in your collection, someone should buy it for you. That's kind of the idea. You buy it, you give it to someone who hasn't seen it, and you go, here, enjoy the best movie from 2012 that got screwed because of really terrible marketing. Thanks, Lionsgate, you sons of bitches. But the point is, you've got to put the money out there. So what you got to do is you got to almost get people to commit to buying 2 copies of the movie. Yeah, that's right. 2 copies of the film. When it comes out, the release is probably going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 to $24 MSRP, or $24.99 MSRP, roughly $25. Let's just say $25. And so you're going to want to buy a copy for you, and then you're going to want to buy a copy for someone who hasn't seen it. And that seems kind of weird to say, that you're going to want to drop $50, but here's the reason why. They look at home video sales as being a massive part of whether or not a movie gets a sequel. Does it have legs on home video is a phrase you will hear quite often. And a movie like this, I believe, will have legs on home video, but it requires people to basically put up. Now you can go and get Dread right now for like $5 on 4K, it feels like, or at least $5 on Blu-ray, because it's been out since 2012, but we got a movie that's estimated to be releasing in around May or June of this year. And so when the actual release date comes out for that, I'll make another video talking about that and telling people, look, here's what you do. You go and you buy it. You buy through Walmart, you buy through Best Buy or Amazon or whatever your local retailer is. You pick up 2 copies. Everyone knows at least somebody whose birthday is within 30 days. Right? And we probably know someone whose birthday is pretty close by and they happen to enjoy, kick-ass movies. Who doesn't enjoy a kick-ass movie? Everyone likes a kick-ass movie. So you buy it, you give it to them. Then what you get them to do is to take the digital copy and give that to somebody else. All right, give that to somebody else who may not have seen it. Then that person takes that digital copy and then they watch it. Now, the idea here ultimately is to have double the amount of movies sold, but a lot of activity in regards to the digital viewing habits, and maybe that will get other people through word of mouth in order to buy it themselves or share it with their friends. And that's the whole point here. What you need is positive word of mouth that will then go out to more and more and more people. If people didn't go see it in the theaters, what reasoning would they have to buy it at home? They don't have any reason unless their friends go, yo dog, you hear about Alita? She's the shit. That's true. That's how a lot of this stuff goes. So instead of signing a petition for Alita Battle Angel 2, commit to buying 2 copies of the movie on home video. Look, a lot of you guys out there forked out like multiple times seeing this movie. Some of you have said you even went and bought a ticket for 1 or saw it yourself, but bought like 11 other tickets, which is real pure dedication. But you guys bought a lot of seats. You saw the movie a lot of times. It's instead of buying seats in a theater and not taking people, like organize people to go and see it. You know what I mean? Like get them as someone to actually see it who can then be an influencer to somebody else. What's going to save this movie, or at least save the franchise, is positive word of mouth. And the biggest problem that comes out of dealing with like the access media and legacy media is that they don't have an active incentive to try to save this movie, because every other time they've tried to save a movie, it's failed miserably. Dread, Pacific Rim, you name it, they keep screwing it up. So don't let them. Like, you got to take control of this. So that's my recommendation. That's what I'm saying. If you want a sequel, it's going to come down now to this, to the home video market. Buy digital, give it to somebody. Buy DVD or Blu-ray, give it to somebody. Make sure they can see it, and then that they watch it. And that they talk about it. Look, I'll give you guys an example of this one here. John Wick. John Wick did okay when it came out in theaters October 2014. But to a lot of people, it was just another generic freaking Keanu Reeves action movie that nobody really wanted to see. The movie did okay theatrically, but it wasn't until it hit home video that people got to go and talk about how badass John Wick was. Now, we're on John Wick 3 in a month and a half and 2 months, and people are like losing their shit over John Wick 3 because positive word of mouth brought it to that point. If you want to save Alita Battle Angel, you got to treat this mofo like it's John Wick. That means you, or you know what? Boondock Saints. And if you don't know the phenomenon around Boondock Saints, my God, man, Boondock Saints was a movie that did so well on home video that it warranted a sequel that was nowhere near as good, but apparently they're doing a TV series. That's what I heard last. But the point is, fans talked about it, fans shared it. The Room is the same way. Alita can have that same success. The key is to not let the legacy media get you down. That's all like, oh, Alita's not making any money. The Alita challenge failed. Yeah, F off, Mendelsohn. All right. You got to share it by getting people to actually watch it. That's the next step. Anyway, I'm done rambling on this for right now. Look for more from me when we get an official confirmation of a release date. And you bet your ass I'm going to be promoting that shit constantly.